Training. The grid. Beauty. M. Bison.
Very good.
Can I win? Win or lose, I don't care. It's all about practice. Tomorrow at the comp, I'm going to try my best to go as fast as I can. Yuri player. Ooh, definitely win.
Top 10,000 in Oceania.
The rank's 300,000, mine's 500 something. That's just crazy.
Round one. Fight.
get my basket as well, Buena.
You turned them wrong, God.
Round one.
This is
No, I don't want white.
Fight.
Thank you. Guys, 10 more minutes, yeah?
Take this. Take this. Take this. Stop that. Stop that.
I already gave Nicola a shower. I don't think this Sash EX is really. I don't see how can he get such a
Round two.
low ranking?
Fight.
Gotcha. Yes. That's the bat noise.
Stop that.
Okay. I can beat these pieces. Beat my rankings.
Was it good for you too?
Right.
Final round. Fight.
Oh yeah. Stop that. Oh yeah.
Street Fighter. What's the lag? No. Oh, that's crap. That's crap. I had a person there.
You lose.
Oh no, I got back down.
Oceania.
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! You lose.
Back down to Brown Town we go. Wake up, John. Guess what? It's round, you know. Ultra bronze to you.
Round one.
Bronze rookie.
Fight!
Want to play like a Jew? I'll play like a Jew, come. Alright. That's it.
Round two.
Jew tactics. Engage. Fuck that combo. There it is again. Fuck! Dumb cunt. I need a coffee.
Yeah. You lose.
Good game, Saget. Actually, bad game by me. Good game by you.
Ghosty, hi.
What's up, brother? How you going?
Ghosty, for change my recording now. So it will be better. Ghosty, maybe tonight I give you a game. Ghosty, GTG. I'm at work.
Oh yeah, you're that dude, eh? Mad Dog. What's up, brother? Yeah, no worries.
You are currently ranked in the top 4,000 in Oceania.
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! Hadouken! Good. Final round. Fight! You win!
You are getting close to a rank up.
Round
Yo.
one. Fight!
Huh? I've got to go into Centrelink, man. Yeah. I'll send you a message. Yeah. Nah. I've been smoking fucking pot. Yeah. For sure, bro.
Alright, cool, mate.
Yeah, just come around the same time, I'll fucking be ready.
Alright, cool, mate.
Alright, sweet.
Fight.
Jeez.
Final round. Fight.
One, two, three, yeah, you got smash, B. GG.
Win.
Wee-hee. Where you going, little rookie?
You ranked up.
Now there's no more fun. I got you in the barrel of my shotgun or the scope. I don't know, maybe we'll tie you up with some rope. Fuck yeah, while we smoke some dope, some cannabis, you know. Apparently that's what's the go. If you're a fucking cool kid, you all fucking hide in the trees and shit. Smoking weed legit. Like, go back to school all stoned as if fucking no one knows. Stupid dumb cunts. Everyone's like, oh, they're all just dunce. And by that, I mean the back of the pack. Fucking train rats. Do you know what we should do today, rookie? We should go and catch Transperth and tag it up. How cool are we? I lost all my fundamentals learning all this new shit. Go back to the basics. Well, that combo is pretty complex for its damage. And then you add in the fucking the connection fucking frame loss, like 240 damage with 2 cancels in it, 2 stores and a light entry on the counter. the meaties game. Wait, technically speaking, that means you could get a meaties off of that if you timed it right. Like that. That'd be pretty cool, I guess, like a secondary. It'd be hard, but. Fucking hungry. It's time to make some fucking noodles, mate. Oh. But I don't want it. Oh. Fuck off, Saget, you faggot. I'm kidding. Good luck, have fun, cunt. Fucking shadow players. I'll never fucking see you shadow players. Learn how to play.
Ranked in the top 4,000 Oceania.
Fucking hell.
No words are not needed.
The only players that I respect are me. Don't add Honda. Mad name. That combo.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh, that combo right there. Oh, and we beat. Super Silver.
Final round. Fight.
Don't add Honda, don't add Honda. Make sure you add that bitch named Rhonda. Phone number 555. Calls alive. Call tonight. Open 24/7. Call me for some mad heaven. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Yeah, how's that for a fucking combo, dog? Burn all your meat, I've got them. There we go. Thank you. They're much safer when they've got no meter. Just a tip. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you for the 98 points. Please give me more.
Round one. Fight.
Give me more than 98 points. I want 34 next plus 59. Can you add that up? Neither can I. Yeah, I didn't think a third one was coming, did you, dog? Now it's my turn. You're gonna get fucking burned. How's that for a combo, bro? Hang her up again. Hang her up again. Oh, that combo. Oh, and he's taking the win. Jury Fury, original sin.
Fight.
She's coming back, boys. And with vengeance. Apart from that bit. Oh no. Now you're out of that. No, that was supposed to be a fucking thing. That's right, dog. Come here, dog. Oh no. Good game.
Final round. Fight.
Yeah, dog. I'm just giving it to him, Sash. What are you doing, cunt? Rookie! Hello.
You lose.
Yes. I lost because I'm a loser. Not a bad spread on the old. This is how you did pie chart. Alright, now, to make it even harder for ourselves, light combos only.
Round one.
I'm so dead.
Fight.
Sorry, I didn't keep my nose.
Round two. Fight.
He's fucking impenetrable! Stupid defensive cunt. Nah, I'm joking. Good game. Thank you for showing me how pathetic I am. I appreciate it. Deeply. My mental game isn't there, eh? Not even close. It's like what he said yesterday. He's like, stop being so aggressive, cunt. Like, try and block some of my stuff. And it's like, I just don't know where to go with it. Do I stay hyper aggressive? Because if you stay hyper aggressive, you eventually become very good at it. And I think I do want to stay that way. But it's a trade-off. If you train to play hyper aggressive, then your defensive skills will always lack because you haven't invested any effort or skill points into defense. It's all been forwarded into pressure. That's what I need to do again. Like, I need to have fundamental control over my character completely. Like, I need to be able to go light at full speed without 2. And it's harder than you would think. So today's going to be pretty boring. I think I'm just going to focus on that strike memory enhancings. Just sit there and watch myself do strikes all day. Like right now, I'm just studying like the increments of movement that you can have. Like if you have a look at a foot on the red line, like how it's almost touching that line there, like that inside edge. That's the degree of variation in distances, you know, it's the quantity or the quantization of the positioning is large. There's a lot of positions that you can actually stand on. Like, see, that's not as close now. That's almost right on it, like it's almost to the point of indistinguishability. Like, is that right on it? And you know, the distance between two characters means a lot. Like, because the boxes are edges. So 1 pixel is everything, really. It's the definition of whether or not the move hits. Like how close can you get to that not hitting? Oh, that's pretty close. But could you get closer, like by that 1 pixel? Because that could mean the difference between winning or losing a match. I'd say that was closer. And it is, because you can see where her foot landed. And prior to this one, her foot was just slightly to the right of that grey line. I think. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. We can check history. Also, to do with movement, her dash lands you there. Whereas in trigger, lands you there. Now, if you didn't see the difference between those two, we'll do it again. Mine's much closer. But still, this is not close enough to land a counter confirm combo. Not that that matters because you're in trigger. Now, I think when playing Jury, I might as well make a little tutorial thing while I'm talking to myself. BRB, I'm going to make a copy. Alright, I'm going to make an introduction to this tutorial that I said I would make, and I may sound a little braggy, I guess, but it has to be done. And you know, I know I'm shit. We all know that we don't all know. I know that I'm shit. So when I say stuff like, I was the fucking best ever, it's just facts. I don't care about it. It was just truth, right? Like, regardless of that fact, like, that doesn't make me amazing. Like, because have a look at what's happening in Street Fighter. Mr. Silver Rookie Town boy. Right? Okay, camera is rolling. So just to explain before introduction, I'll be doing these tutorial videos while I'm live streaming, and battles are running in the background, so there's like a element of live flair through it, I guess. My name is Sash, and I used to be, back in the day, 7 or 8 years ago I think it was, I used to vie for top 10 position in Oceania for jury, and I thought I knew how to play the game back then. I was obviously very wrong. Because I did know how to play 4 pretty well. I did spend a lot of time on it, you know. I was training to go to EVO, so I was serious about it. But then Anonymous attacked PlayStation Online or whatever, and then that went down for 4 months, and then on the return, all juries, points and everything had been cleared across the board, and I was just like, fuck this, I quit. So I did that, because I do usually follow up with what I say, and that's why I'm making this today, because I'm following up with what I said when I started, and that was I would create a tutorial for people that want to play jury when I myself have learnt enough, or feel that I've learnt enough to actually teach other people some relatively decent tactics that are different from the general meta. And that's what we're going to be doing. Now, this is going to be Sash's brand of jury. I'm going to explain why I do some certain things and why I don't do others. There's please be aware that there is a lot in my knowledge that is not there. Like, I'll probably look at this video in a year's time and be like, wow, rookie. So let's take it all with a pinch of salt. I am not by any means a gentleman thief jury, which I highly recommend you should check out. So I think the first thing that we have to do in learning fighting games is we need to build a mental stability, right? Now, there's a few things that you need to know, and these are really, really important, because if you don't take this seriously, you won't get anywhere. That is, number one, don't rage. Like, and I'm not being hypocritical, I'm reformed. I'm a reformed rager. Alright, so if you have trouble raging and you fucking get all salty and shit like that, like, I was the worst. Like, I was fucking shocking, man. So if you think that it's a problem, we can deal with it. I've figured out a few solutions to that, but that is very, very important. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what game you play, from paper, scissors, rock to tic-tac-toe to StarCraft. Like, it's all a 1v1 environment, you know what I mean? So at all times in these sorts of games, 50% of the community is going to be losing, which generates a lot of salt. And you know, it's now basically ingrained into the culture. Like rage and salt, it's like par for the course. Now you want to cut that out, right? That's not par for your course. You want to get good. You don't want to be raging. You want to be getting better. And that is really, really, really important. That's why I'm just fucking keep harping on about it, man. Like, you just cannot rage. Like, I still feel, sometimes now, I still feel like I'm gonna fucking start raging, you know? And if that happens, I'll take the dog for a walk and go and recollect my thoughts and get rid of the negative emotions that have no place with logic. Because of all of the thousands and thousands of battles that I've had over the years or whatever, of all of those losses, which ones matter? None of them. Like, there was no point to raging to any of them. Nothing. It doesn't change anything. It's just an outwards burst of reaction that prevents you from thinking, like, properly. Like, if anything, it's also used as a mental tactic by your opponents. Like, if they can just put you on tilt, man, like, they've already won. They don't even have to battle. They just wait for you to cut your own wrists. Shoryuken! KO. Right, you know? So yeah, that's rule number one. Now, I suppose while we're on the subject, we will actually just tackle how to combat salt and rage just straight up. Now, I struggled with it a lot, and I went through all of these procedures in my mind to like try and prevent it and everything like that. There was like, it was really hard, you know. Fucking was really, really sore loser for like quite a while. And you know, my friends started to like, you know, they were like, fucking didn't want me to come around, man, because they would smash me and then I would get all stroppy about it. I trained so much longer and harder. You use fucking OP characters, like all that fucking scrubby behavior. Now, like, the first thing you have to get into your mind is nothing else and no one else matters, right? Your job or goal in all of this, you are always fighting yourself. You're never fighting an opponent. Like, you know, of course you're fighting an opponent, but at the deep core heart of it, it doesn't matter if they win or lose. Like, their results are irrelevant, completely irrelevant. Your results are what matters, and your results are against yourself. Like, you want to be doing better than you were doing yesterday. That's all you have to do. Because if you do that consecutively for 365 days in a year, in that entire year, at the end of it, you will be that many times by betters, right? Like, so just keep at it and focus on yourself. Don't focus on anyone else. Like, you have a look at my blacklist. I don't have one, right?
Capcom Fighters Network.
No data listed. Why? Now, this is very important. Right? This is fucking the core. Like, if you want to become the best at anything, like, you need to know this, because this is fucking where it starts. This is the bottom line, right? Like, if there's something out there that you can't handle and you're putting on a blacklist, that's a red flag, because that means that there's a hole in your ability or mental fortuity or like stability. Like, if someone's putting you on tilt, you need to fix that. If you can't handle playing in lag against someone that keeps playing in lag, you should play them more, because you need to learn how to deal with that. Like, it's all on you. There's no fucking, they didn't win, you lost. And it doesn't matter the circumstance, it doesn't matter how it happened, it doesn't matter if it was someone talking to you, or if it was lag, or if it was like they dropped their combo, so you then like were surprised and dropped yours. Like, they're all inherent faults on you. Like, it stops with you. There's no one else that's responsible but you. Your win, your loss, your responsibility. As soon as you fucking pick the controller up, you must take responsibility for your losses, regardless of how they happen. Even if someone fucking, if the power goes out, well, you should have paid the power bill. But then a power line went out. Well, you could have had a backup generator running. Like, it's all you. There is no excuse at all that is grand enough on the planet to excuse you from losing. Because you lost. It even says it at the end of this fucking game. You lose. You lose. It doesn't tell you they won. It tells you you lost.
In the top 4,000 in Oceania.
And then once you understand that and get that fundamental like structure of psyche in your mind, then all of a sudden Salt seems a little bit redundant. Because why would you get salty at someone that doesn't matter? You know. Hey baby. Yeah, boy. Now,
Round 2.
like, number 2, I think, is probably just as important as number 1. You've got to understand why you're playing. Right? Like, what is your goals in this? Like, do you have intention? Are you playing for fun? Are you a casual? Like, it's important that you really focus on the reason why you're playing. Like, my reasoning right now is to get flash kicked like that. Is to become Oceania's #1 jury. Like, that's my goal. So that's what I'm aiming for. You know what I mean? So what I do in the game and I learn in the game is fundamentally aimed towards that goal. If your goal in all of this is just to have fun, then by all means, like, make sure that you do have fun. Like, if you like the look of a character and you want to play that character, then by all means play that character. But do not select a character and then bitch about weaknesses, because that character selection was your selection, right? Like, the characters don't change. They're already built.
Round 1.
That's like selecting a chocolate cake and then complaining that there's no vanilla in it. You know what I mean? Wow. So yeah, no complaining about your choice, right? Like, see this, we haven't even gotten into the game yet. This is all just mental preparation, like the mental conditioning you need to have to play competitive fighting games. Otherwise you'll just end up like that faggot, no faggot tier, like low god faggot, whatever his name is. Dickhead. You know? Imagine being known in your community for being a faggot. Don't do that. Like, you know, not to bring into, like, I don't want to bring any names up or whatever, but fucking like Red Gambit is known for bitching about how like jury fucking fails in some areas. And it's like, bro, you fucking selected that character. Like, you can't just like select something and then complain about it. It's like, you know, it doesn't work like that, mate. Right, I'm just using that as an example. So, you know, and to get past that, like to get into the Grandmasters and the fucking Warlords and be like the top tier, these are all mental barriers that people set up for themselves, and they've fucking lost the war before it's even begun. Like, if you are playing the game to win the game, then your best bet is to study all of the characters, figure out which one is the most potent in the current meta and use that character. And then abuse, like, you know, easy, cheap tactics that they've got, or like, you know, all their strengths. Like, you know, you fucking just rockle stomp with a sledgehammer. That's the definition of playing to win. Now, so if you scrub out, see, I'm scrubbing out by playing jury, but kind of, like, we'll get to that in a bit. Like, the true definition of a scrub, like, is someone that prevents themselves from reaching that next level of play by adhering to their own mental construction of rule sets that they think the game should be played by. When realistically, if the move is in the game, it's legitimate. And you can do that move 20 times in a row if you wish, or not at all. Right, that is how this game is played. So if someone grabs you 5 times in a row, like there's nothing to make from that. Like, don't you know how to use any other moves? Like, well, don't you know how to stop that one move? Like, it doesn't matter what argument you bring up for it. It's like, yes, but you should be able to counter it, especially if it's getting like exposed over and over and over and over again. Like, you've got to understand that if someone finds a weakness of yours, or if they see that you don't do something, like, they're going to exploit it. they're not just going to be like, oh, that guy never techs my throws, I'm not going to throw. You know what I mean? So if someone is exploiting a weakness of yours, I highly recommend that you verse them a lot, because it's the fastest way to patch that hole. Now, if you have a look here, look at this, I've got a 27.25% win rate in Battle Lounge. Now you might be like, that's terrible, like, but realistically, see, Battle Lounge here, like, these are the 2 statistics that I get to choose who I verse, right? So my choice of players that I verse are vastly superior to myself. I mean, I've versed a few noobs in Battle Lounge, and that probably makes up 10% of those wins. So if you knock that out of the equation, we're looking at maybe a 17% win rate against people that are vastly superior to myself. And they were hard fought wins. You know what I mean? And it's like, if you verse people that are much more skilled than you are, then you're going to catch up to them much faster than if you're already beating someone. No, like, if you're just beating someone that's below your level, your ability increase is very minuscule because you're not being put under stressful conditions and being forced to think in different ways. Like, you become very autopilot-y, you know, jump in, heavy punch, medium, SRK, jump over, and then repeat, rinse, repeat. A good example of that is SkyBM, if you've ever played him online. It's just a fundamental mix-up of maybe 4 strings that he's got, and he just shuffles between those. He's like, which one? We're going to play this paper, scissors, rock game today, like, and we're going to play this one. But once you understand, like, his little game, like, it's not very good. And I think that's why he never runs it back, because people download his little game in their mind pretty quickly, especially when you play consecutive rounds against him. Now, if you're putting barriers, see, like, this is what I mean, like, this is exposing mental barriers that you will yourself create to hinder you, even though you think that it helps you. Like, now he will prevent running back all of his games to prevent people from downloading him, when realistically he should be focusing on improvement and trying to get more time on gaming, like, you know, in game. Like, see, his focus is wrong. Like, prevention is not what you want to be aiming for. You want to be aiming for expansion and development, not prevention and, like, refusal or, like, blocking. See, the more people that download you and your style and the way you play, the better, because it forces you to become even more adaptive and more mix-up. Like, because if people can read you, and then you can identify the fact that they're reading you, what's happening there is they're not reading you at all. You're becoming predictable. So you need to fucking switch that shit up, son. You know? Like, the hardest thing about this is you have to completely get rid of whoever you're versing out of the picture. They don't matter. It's you. You're becoming too readable. People can't read minds. They're not mind readers. We don't just log into Street Fighter and fucking go Xavier. You know? What happens is people understand patterns and then they watch you play and then they start to understand your patterns and your behaviors and then they predict from previous data that they've extrapolated from your battles, they predict what you are going to do next. They're not reading you. It's an illusion. Right? Big illusion. That's a big point. Like, you are becoming too predictable. Get that in your fucking head. No one is a mind reader. Like, I don't care who you think you are. Mr. John Faggot that speaks to the dead. No. Sorry. Otherwise you would be hired by fucking international agencies and they would fucking have you speaking to everyone in the fucking past. I mean, who wouldn't want to fucking ring up Aristotle? Let's be honest. So, alright, now for the third, I think that's 2 points that we've made today, or 3. The third and final point that I'm going to make about mental stability and focus and sharpness of mind and like anti-salt raginess, like playing like a proper player in a more professional manner at the start of every game. Good luck, have fun, opponent's name, right? You don't have to mean it, you just have to say it, right? Like, you don't have to mean it, you can just say it, just make it a fucking staple of every start of every game. Good luck, have fun, only devil, or good luck, have fun, I. Good luck, have fun, faggot, I mean Ryu, faggot. Like, you know, make a joke out of it. Like, good luck, have fun at the start of every round, and then at the end of the game, every game, you say, good game. And if it was a good game that was a good game, you say, good game, well played. And if you played shit, be like, fucking good game, but I was shit, or whatever. But you have to say, good game. It is fundamental key to cutting the salt and rage out. Because if you put those two things in the start and the back of the battle, then, because that's where the rage happens. It's either at the very, very start of the battle or at the very, very end. Right at those end bits. Like that, that's the heat. It's like fucking these two heated bits. So what you have to do is overlay niceties on top of those heat, like areas. Because it forces your brain to break from whatever unconstructive thought that it was happening to then, you know, speak. Like, it changes the geographic location of the electricity in your mind, son. Because it's forced to do a different task all of a sudden, and it really cuts the soul. Gone. Good luck, have fun, and good game. That's why I've got this. Now, we've also got a list down here, here, and that's all the rage quitters that I'm going to encounter over my time. Now, hopefully you do not end up on my list, do you? No. Because once you're on that list, you're staying there, son.
You're gonna season it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper,
and I suppose that will conclude my first video for my tutorial on Sash's fucking mental game, I guess. Like, you want to become the best this is fucking how you do it. I mean, believe me or not, it doesn't matter what you think, because like I said, you know, my results are all that matter to me, and that's all that should matter to you is your results, right? And compare yourself to anyone else. Like, you might as well give up if you're gonna do that. Why don't you just compare yourself to Dago or fucking to Keto? Like, you might as well just go and get depressed and fucking go back to bed. Like, always compare yourself with yourself. Never compare yourself with others, and use other people as an inspiration rather than competition. You know, look at what they've done, what they've achieved, because they're just like you and me, man. We're all normal fucking shit cunts. We're all just rookies, all of us. It's just some people are less rookie. That's all it is. And the reason they're less rookie is because they invested more time into not being so rookie. And yeah. So I hope that helps you with your anti-saltiness, because I was the worst. Now I don't rage at all ever, and I don't think I ever will, ever again. It took me quite a long time to figure all of that out, you know, in my mind. It was a staged progression, but it is the key fundamental fact and baseline of becoming a top player in any game or any field is logic must persist over emotion. Never let your emotions take grip of your logic, because it never ends out good. You all know that. We all know that. So, happy gaming. Good luck, have fun. And cut. I'm just going to check the quality of that, and then I'm going to upload it and do all the fucking add it to the thingy and all that sort of shit. I'll be back in 5 minutes, boys and girls, or whoever. After all.